What is up, guys? Jake here with the next Vainglory video, and this one is going to be on update 1.14. I wanted to play it. I didn't want to come out with just a recap of it. You guys can go on, you can read about it. But after playing it for a few days, I wanted to give you an update sort of video on my thoughts on it, how I think the game feels, if I'm enjoying it, if I don't like it, if I love it, all that good stuff. So we're just going to go through it in order, talk about each thing. The first little bit will go pretty quick, talking about the new hero, all the update stuff like that, all the fun stuff, and then we'll get into the guts of it, what they changed, and how I feel about that. And you guys can obviously leave in the comments how you feel about it. I'll be interested to know. So, 114 lands, and boom, new hero is out. Ozo, this little jump around circus monkey that lands on people's heads and actually does quite a bit of damage. But I've not seen him played a lot, so I'm not sure he's like going to be a meta hero. Probably more of a casual, fun, private match type thing. But I think he's probably they'll continue to tweak him as they always do with new heroes. Last few new heroes, something like Black Feather comes out really, really strong. This one, maybe they didn't want to go that route and have to tone it back. Maybe he'll get a little buff, a little love going forward, because it doesn't seem to be, super powerful right now. But pretty cool hero. Check him out. One of the reasons I might not have seen him much is maybe because we are still in early access. You've got to buy him with Ice right now. You can't get him with Glory, which will be coming in just a few days. So check him out if you haven't. Pretty cool little guy. New map for the fold, which is cool. I like it. I really like the winter map. It seemed like it wasn't here long enough for me. I thought it was very, very cool. But this is a cool map as well. New Year, Chinese New Year type thing, themed, all the little fireworks going on and all the cool stuff. So that's pretty cool. New hero skin, Kashka limited edition, Red Lantern. So definitely pick that up. You guys are not going to want to look back at this a year from now when we're all still loving this game and it's like the best game in the world and you didn't get the Red Lantern Kashka edition limited skin. I mean, come on. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Just get it done. Get it done. Rona skin. I really like this skin. I'm kind of like Whistle. He said he didn't like the drawing, the splash art as much as he did the actual in-game vision, and I sort of agree with that. I think she looks really cool, kind of that post-apocalyptic, Rona. I like it. I like it a lot. Then in normal Super Evil Megacorp fashion, they are just going to be giving stuff away left and right. As you tune in over the next few weeks, you're going to get red envelopes, you're going to get free glory, you're going to get free heroes. Heroes are on sale. Free Kashka if you're on iOS device if you log in. Free Android, you get free Ringo. I mean, they just give stuff away all the time. They're just awesome. Just amazing company. And it's just a pleasure to play their game. It really is. Double Glory coming during the Lunar Celebration, which is on February 7th and February 11th, it looks like. Yeah. Double Glory on those days for 24 hours. Then Crazy 8 Lunar New Year's card event. If you play on Wednesday, February 10th, your first 8 wins, you're going to get guaranteed cards, 1 through 4, rare cards, 5 through 7, epic. And when you get that 8th win that day, you're going to get yourself a legendary card guaranteed. So, pretty cool stuff there. But that's pretty much all the fancy, the pretty, as Captain Nito likes to call it. He says, some stuff you gotta have is just pretty, which is true. You gotta have all that, and that's all that. It's out of the way. So let's get into the gameplay changes, what everybody cares about, the meat and potatoes. The big thing, obviously, is draft mode. Now, I say that with sort of a grain of salt because I have literally played 2 draft mode matches since this thing came out. I don't know if it's just my elo range or if I'm just unlucky. I don't know. It just doesn't happen. And I get people dodging when we get in there. If they don't like the way the picks go, they just dodge out. I'm disappointed that it's not just the way the game is now. I think they would have a little bit of fuss, a little bit of griping from some lower ELO players, some lower players that didn't have a lot of heroes to choose from, which I guess I'm sort of looking at this from my standpoint. I have all the heroes, so I can choose any hero I want to. I know not everyone can do that. But I think they're doing the right thing. You see that they're giving away heroes. They're putting heroes on sale. They're going to get that corrected, and then they're going to start rolling it out. I just am frustrated because I want this to be the way the game is. There is something beautiful about the bans and picks and the way that works because there is no meta comp anymore. I mean, when you can ban that away, and if you can see if they pick, the Kashka, well, you can grab up that, Arden Ringo the next pick and sort of take away that comp. So now they've got to try something else. Or if they pick that Celeste, you grab up that Taka, like you're seeing in the background here, to where you know you can dive the back line and delete that hero and have the advantage. There's just something pure about it. It adds another level of strategy before you even hit the fold. There's strategizing going on, and that is what this game has to be going forward. And I think they're gonna get there. They want it to be that, but they're gonna roll it out in phases. Right now, you have to be in a 3-man group to queue up, and there's no guarantee. In fact, there's not even a guarantee. It's likely that you're not going to get abandoned picks. I get way, at least in the tier 6, tier 7 range, I get way more solo queue matches than we do bans and picks, even running as a full team. So it is going to be pretty rare for you to see it now. We are in what I guess you call phase 1 or phase 2, however you want to look at it. Phase 3 is going to be that if you are hotness and above, and you hit the rank button, you're in a picks and bans match, which I cannot wait for. And if you saw my tweet, the hotness curse has been broken. You'll see at the end of this match, this was the match that put me into there. So I really want to get the hotness, because when that comes out, probably in the next few weeks, I think they said, that's how it's going to be. And then going further down the line, they're going to test it a little bit further and actually put in the game where, for like a 24-hour period, all matches, all ranked matches, no matter what your skill tier is, are going to be that. And then they're going to try to gather that feedback, make sure people aren't just going to go absolutely insane. But honestly, this is the best thing for this game. I hate games that when they get to the point where it's like the rush to find the most broken comp and just everyone use that. I hate that. If you find a broken comp with this thing, you can either ban or you can sort of pick people out of it. Even though they're not going to let you have it, you're not going to let them have it. And so then you're forced to play other heroes. You're forced to learn other comps. You're forced to get better at counter building, not only on items, but on compositions of your team. It's just perfect, and it's the way every freaking match needs to be. I can't wait till it's implemented. I know they're doing it. They're just trying to play it safe, which I understand. I'm just ready for it. I want it. I want it. I want it bad. It is fun in private matches. We've done some private matches with it. You can do that whenever you want to. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. Winter jungle changes. Guys. Is it just me, or do you not like this? Because I thought, okay, it's something we'll have to get used to, and it'll be okay. But no, I am not enjoying the game as much as I was in 113. And I'm not, maybe I need to play more. Maybe we'll get used to it still. But in my opinion, the number one thing is the gold mine. One, it is ridiculously too strong. They almost took the gold mine completely out of the game. Used to, it was a very strategic thing. It's something you fought over. It's something you could candy up and help defend an area and all that. Now it is there's almost never a good time to call for the gold mine unless you ace the other team. You ace the other team, but then a lot of the times it's better to push a turret than it is to actually go for the gold mine still. But it's almost never a good call to get the gold mine unless you aced, or unless you're getting close to the 15-minute mark, and then it's almost over. It's almost gone. The Kraken's there. It's incredibly too powerful. Minion mines as well, way too powerful. They need to be toned down substantially. I'm not crazy about the minions buff, just the regular minions, but I can live with that. I have accidentally died once or twice in the jungle just trying to farm up, and I think that should be toned down as well, maybe a little bit, but I can live with that. If I said, no, that's the way it's going to be, I wouldn't argue. But the changes to the gold mine, I do not like it. I do not like anything about it. In my opinion, they have pretty much removed the gold mine from the matches. A good 3 versus 3, think about this, guys, a good even match where 3-on-3, everyone's playing smart, everyone's playing it right. How can you make a gold mine call? No one's going to let you have that. They're going to kill you as soon as you go for it. Again, you have to ace the team to get it. That's not how it should be. It should be something that where you can catch the other team not paying attention, make sure they don't have vision, and oh, we lost the gold mine. That's how it should be, in my opinion. So I hope they make some changes on that. I do not like it. Let me know what you guys think about that one as well. And going back to neutral, I'm not sure I like that. I understand their reasoning behind it. That it was such a someone got it early game, and then they just sort of controlled it. They hung around it. They candied it. But honestly, if they're hanging around the gold mine, they're not farming. In my opinion, that gives the team that doesn't have it a chance. At least they're farming up. They're having to just stay there and protect it. I'm not so sure it was a bad thing. Maybe they probably know more than me. I'm just saying I'm not a fan of it, and I was having much more fun in these matches during 113 when that was not the case. I don't like the feel of it. Again, it seems like it's not a part of the match for the most part anymore. I mean, if you get ace, you know, okay, well, they're gonna grab the gold mine. It's full because it's always full because everyone's scared to go for it. But whatever. Bigger emphasis on minion mines. That we spoke on that. I don't like it really because I don't think it's not a strategic location. You're never gonna have like a big team fight next to a minion mine, or very rarely to where like you candy it up and it fights for you like the gold mine used to. So I think it's kind of insignificant. They tried to play it up like it was going to be a big change, but I'm not seeing that at all, honestly. So really don't have a lot to say about it. Jungle camps putting out that damage. It's nasty. I mean, I'm sure you guys know. You have to be careful. You've got to be there, and it sort of changes the way you take out jungle minions. You sort of have to do it in a pretty specific order to where you take out some. If you get beat up a little bit, then you get that heal minion. Everyone gets healed back up, and now you're ready to fight. But if you catch the other team slipping and they're messing around with a minion that they ain't got the heal yet, you can take them out. So there is at least some strategy there, unlike the gold mine and the minion mines, in my opinion. They're fast, they're tougher, they're just nasty. You guys know all the deal on that. Jungle camp scout placement, scout trap placement. The placement of the scout traps is now even more effective when placed properly to deal damage, especially in early levels. Not only can these not net you a kill with the trap, but you can also save your jungle camps from being stolen. Yeah, I mean, they're just trying to increase that strategy level in the jungle to where people are not just, it's not all about, okay, the jungle's gone in 2 seconds and now let's prepare for a fight, or just protect what we've got. And I get that they want to increase the strategy level, but still, it just doesn't feel as good. It doesn't feel, maybe higher Evo players are liking it. I don't know. I haven't heard much about it from them. Kraken dropping it from 4 to 3 minutes. I don't know if I like this yet or not. I guess I kind of do, because it doesn't let people turtle up late game as much, for sure. It forces them to fight, but it also they just implemented something in the game to make comebacks a little bit more possible. And with this, now it's maybe not as possible, because you can't turtle up. You can't just protect your turrets. That Kraken's gonna be up. You got to think about it. 3 minutes. If that Kraken push happens, by the time you get picked up off the floor, bought up, maybe clear your jungle, clear the wave, another minute or so, and that Kraken's back up, you've got to be ready to fight in it. And there's times you can't win a fight, and they're sort of forcing you to fight when you can't win. And I'm not sure I'm crazy about that. Now, I do like the change to where when you're down, if you get aced or you get taken out, you're under a death timer, and you get the turret taken out during that time. That reduces the timer on your death timer. I think that's great. That prevents those late game aces where, oh man, everything was going great, but oh crap, we just got aced, and that's the game, because we're at 27 minutes and we got aced one time. They take the Kraken, they take out all 5 turrets, and they win the match. So I do like that change. I think that's solid. But I'm on the fence about the Kraken change, the 4 to 3 minutes. I don't know. Maybe it's good, maybe it's not. All right, death timers, largely unchanged, 0 to 24 minutes, but a minute 15, they are now 5 seconds longer. We're also addressing an issue with late game 5 turret sweeps. We just talked about that. So a little bit longer death timers late game, but you do get that reduction if you're losing turrets. So kill bounties are reduced. Again, they're making it harder to make a comeback, in my opinion, in this update. And that's why this meta is probably going to lean heavily towards early game comp guys. Last meta, it was all about those late game comps, those Vox, those Black Feathers, those guys that once they got built, there's nothing you could do with them, and you just sort of held on until you got to that point and you wrecked the match. Because even if you died, you got those gold swings, you got those huge bounties. Now they've reduced that. They've made it to where the Kraken's up more. It forces those late game fights more. This is going to be the early game comp you watch, the VGLs, all that stuff. It's going to be who can get that Koshka, who can get that, oh goodness, that Sky, that Kestrel, those early game heroes, and just snowball and never let up. That's how it's going to be. So just you'll see. Lane minion bounty, 200 per wave, down just a little bit. So laners are not going to farm up quite as fast. Turret aggro behavior, no longer attempts to defend allied heroes that are outside of their attack range. What now? turrets were altered to ally heroes, taking damage well outside of their attack range, resulting in them experiencing a lapse in mental fortitude. Okay, that's cool. All right, so pretty much, I do love the crystal damage is now shown in blue numbers and weapon power damage shown in red numbers. I actually do like that. I don't know why. It's not a big deal. I just kind of like that it's different. Here's a big one, item changes. And the hugest item change probably since I've been playing this game, and that's to Breaking Point. And no longer does it just stack every time you do an auto attack type thing and you get your stacks. It's now based off of damage. So you're not going to want to really buy Breaking Point early. It's more of a late game item when you're already doing a lot of weapon power damage. And then when you throw that on top of it, it's going to be ridiculous. Ringos, weapon power Voxes, things like that. That late game, they've already got their Sorrow Blades. They've already got their Monocles. Oh, I got a Breaking Point. You guys are done type thing. People were screaming this is a big nerf to Cruel because of that build. I've played Cruel twice, maybe 3 times since then. He wrecks with it. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I think it's just he's got so much life steal. Cruel is still very strong if you don't have a team. Now, most of the time when I did that, I was in solo queue. I had Ardens that didn't even build an Atlas. They just they didn't know how to play against a Cruel. And so I think with a good team, Cruel would be easy to handle if he goes that old build. But in solo queue, guys, against supports that don't know how to defend against it, you can still wreck on Cruel. I've seen it firsthand. All right, let's see. Broken Myth. We're leading even further into the downside of this item, which is what you wait for power surprise birthday. Damage amplification down from 6 stacks of 6% to 7 stacks of 5%. All right, just a little nerf to Broken Myth. Nothing too major. A little bit of hero balancing. You got Adagio with a slight, let's see. All these heroes, they went to this fortified health, which I think is a slight nerf to most heroes that got it affected onto them. Adagio, Scarf, Rona, Blackfeather. I think their shield and armor that they used to get in place of this fortified health was a little bit stronger, but it's across the map, so across the board, so not that big a deal. Arden, his Vanguard nerf, it's a nerf, but it's really only a positioning nerf. There was a little bit of a barrier health ratio, but honestly, I've played a lot of Arden since then. I've played against a lot of Arden. He's still very strong, very viable. He's not going anywhere. A little bit of a nerf to Blackfeather, which was needed. A little bit of a nerf to Kestrel, which was needed. Scarf, what did Scarf get here? You just got some bug fixes, minion damage to minions reduced. Sky, that was a big one. There was a pretty big nerf to Sky. Crystal or Suri Strike, the crystal ratio is down from 150% to 100%. So a 33% nerf on her main ability. Really, when you landed that Suri Strike, the whole build around Sky was getting those Breaking Point stacks up, or excuse me, those Broken Myth stacks up, and then landing that Suri Strike and just deleting people. But now it's pretty much, it's not that bad. I've played with Sky. I've played against Sky. She's still incredibly strong in the right hands. It's pretty much you just max your A ability instead of your B ability. Pretty much it. Weapon, there is a buff a little bit to weapon power to her forward barrage, but I still think Crystal Power is the way to go with her. There's a few others, guys, but honestly, Rona got a pretty big change. Let's see. Her impact damage got buffed. Her rupture damage got buffed. Fixed a bug with a fray with rupture. Red mist damage to minions got lowered, but that's not a big deal. She got a little bit of love. That's about it. I mean, we can't go through all of those. Besides that, just some more bug fixes. But that's it in a nutshell and my thoughts on it. I'm not loving it, guys. I'm not going to lie. I'm not loving it. Hopefully, they tone down the gold mine, maybe even revert back to it being something that you get and you keep. I would prefer that. But again, get ready. Practice your early game comps, guys. Get them tuned up. Otherwise, you are going to get rolled over, and there is no coming back from it. That Kraken's going to be up. Every time you think, oh, it's not up yet, it's up. They're going for it. They're getting it. They're going to be pushing. So make sure you get your metas, your early game metas. Hopefully, though, meta will be a thing of the past almost, when all of the picks and bans are it's just what it is. You don't run into those comps over and over and over again. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Until next time, Jake, doing my best to help you guys suck less.